What do you think I am? Who do you think you are to raise your voice at me?
To be the man of your dreams, you need to be the man of your own dreams first.
Yes.
100%.
As a woman, you can't do anything in your life. You just have to sit and obey what your man has to say. So it's like, I feel like my father had that that perception of love.
For me to fall in love is not a thing of I look for a person that can be worth it. It just happens. Falling in love just happens.
Yeah,
And for me, it just happened, and I lacked communication.
sure.
The number one real talk and relationship podcast, Chomi Next Door, Chomi Kinakwela.
My beautiful people, welcome back to another episode of Chomi Next Door podcast. I'm sure you enjoyed the previous episode. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. You are sitting here with your host, with the most, ONG Sleazy on TikTok, IG, Facebook, whatever. And this side, we have reshuffled the sitting arrangements.
Facebook, chief.
Live.
Aye,
Kida.
no,
Live.
not possible.
Wadlala, chief.
For the moms.
I'm trying to get those ones. I'm joking.
What?
I'm joking.
Hey.
She knows she's the only one. Yes.
Your
I'm
mom.
Dakota. No introductions needed.
I'm Didi. I already introduced myself previously.
Danko.
It's your boy, Mr. Miyagi. Today we cooking, bro. I don't care what these bitches have to say today.
Oh, yes.
Hey,
Shout out.
today you're fighting Chom.
No, now he wants to feel like a man.
Now he's
Hey.
fighting.
Now he's a
Hey.
baddie. Baddie on a budget.
That's the bad we were talking about,
Yeah.
by the way.
By the way.
So, guys,
Okay, sharp.
we've been talking a lot about communication.
Yeah.
Wabo. So, Mina, every time I go to sleep, I feel like, no, we've talked a lot about communication, but we haven't actually explained what communication is in a
Can
relationship.
they explain? Because they want it every day. and it's like a
Always. We'll start with the quota even.
Oh, we're starting with me?
We're starting with you.
light skin
That's our
privilege.
first.
So, ne, mina ngithi, in a relationship, communication is very it's key in a relationship, ne? 100%.
Yeah.
Always. Even me, I will agree with you that.
Yes.
So now, Mina, I want to ask you this question. How do you effectively communicate in a relationship to sustain it?
I feel like, you know what, name? Regardless of how you're feeling or whatever, like even if you feel like, hey man, if I tell him this or if I tell her this, it's gonna be like, I'm cringy. Like I don't want this person to know this and this. Tell that person this, and this. Like me personally, I don't care. I don't care how cringy I am, how annoying I am. If I have a problem, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Life.
And that's what I feel like it should be for every single person. Like,
Sure.
don't be scared. Like, what are you scared of? You're in a relationship with this person. If you were scared, you shouldn't have been in a relationship with this person. You understand what I'm
Damn,
saying?
bro.
I agree.
You agree?
You agree?
Why do you agree?
Please elaborate.
I mean, she just spit.
Go deep.
So she-
Where now?
spit
Okay,
bars.
where now? Nah, my question for you, since you agree, it's the exact same question. And
He's coming for me.
yeah, why do you think? And mine's her question.
Where?
Why is
my
communication important in a
To you.
relationship? For you specifically.
To you, not relationship to you.
Anger when
Oh, you don't want a
cook
general
the
answer.
relationship
I
for
want-
you.
I want both.
We want to know about you
Okay.
today. Anger, you are the guest today.
Shout out.
Oh, yes.
Okay. For
Shout
me,
out.
it's important because it's what makes a relationship work. You don't want to come across surprises in the relationship and
Well. Surprises make the
Okay.
relationship nice.
First-
Oh yes.
No.
you tell me to spit and then you disturb me.
I didn't tell you to spit.
Really?
Yeah. He
Okay.
said that. I
We'll
didn't say
rewind.
I recall saying
My
you.
bad.
I recall you
rewind.
saying she should
Yeah,
spit.
Not verbatim, but you
Can we
alluded
please
to
go
me
back to the
speaking.
spitting?
Yeah, you were
No
saying.
fighting.
Right? Cool. You don't want to come across behavior that you don't like in a relationship because you didn't know about it, right? So I think when you make your intentions clear from the get-go,
Sure.
you won't be surprised at some of the actions, some of the way your partner speaks to you.
Yes,
Like
Katong Shaba,
when you
so-
answer the phone, he says
Yeah.
what?
Yay.
Sure.
That attitude, you won't be shocked.
What?
You're gonna
What?
know.
What?
You're gonna know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. So I just don't want to come across I don't want to come across surprises. I don't want to come across somebody
Yeah.
that I don't know. I got into a relationship with this version, and now I'm getting this version.
Yeah.
Just based off of the fact that we didn't talk, we didn't communicate.
I have a question.
Okay.
What if I was raised to be like that with women I like? You get what I'm saying? Like my mom told me this is how you must behave with a girl that you like. And then when we get into the relationship, I'm not that shit.
You're the problem.
Relationships and how people act in relationships is like love. There's no definite definition for love. It's what it is to you, and it's how
What
you
is it to you?
perceive it.
What is it to you, gay?
Oh no, that wasn't the question.
Nah, what is it
No,
to you?
this is the new question, Galok.
What is it to you?
Okay, so we're just leaving that other one in the
Now
air.
we jumping now.
Okay.
We jumping.
Okay.
Say jump my border.
Okay.
Crazy.
No.
Man, what's going on?
For you, what is love?
What's going on?
I think you can't confine love to a box. There's so many perceptions of love, and a person doesn't have to have one perception of it.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So it's going to be difficult for me to put into words what I think love is, because there's not just one thing that I think about when I think love. So I'm just going to leave it in the air and leave the viewers with the question of what is love to you and how would you want to experience
But
it?
can my perception not be like misleading in that case?
Yes.
It can.
No.
Because
It can't.
since you are
What do you
saying
mean?
that
I don't think I
you said that
understand.
people
love
have
doesn't
different
have a
percep-
certain
There's no box for love.
Yeah.
So that means there's different perceptions. So
There
my
is.
perception of love can be
Because-
different from yours.
There are people out
Definitely.
there.
That's what I
So it cannot
Literally
be
say.
misleading.
misleading. That's why we go back to communication. That's where you communicate. This is what love is to me, and this is how I want to be treated. This is how I was brought up to view love,
Yeah.
and that's
Thank
why it's
you with that
important to
one.
be
That's
your
how
own
you were
individual.
How
brought
were
up.
you brought up, Kay,
Not how we
with
were
your
brought
love? What is love to you in terms of how you were brought up?
Okay. In terms of how one is brought up, one can be brought up to
You.
We're not saying one, we're saying
no.
you.
I'm generalizing, and then I'm gonna come back to me.
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
One can be brought up to not want to be what they've been brought up with, and one can be brought up with views and values that they want to implement into their lives, right? So I'm just going to say I am a little bit of both.
How
Like
so?
my parents' love is my parents' love, and I viewed it as that, but I wouldn't want that for myself.
Why?
You don't like what
No,
they
no,
love
no.
is.
No,
Chief,
not that I don't like it. It's
why?
for them.
Yeah.
That's not what I want for
What
myself.
would you want for yourself?
What do you want for yourself?
You guys, these domino questions.
We are
honey.
here for you today. We're here for you today.
It's as simple as that.
Okay.
Sure.
What is the question?
What is love for you?
How do you want
we
your
back
love
to
to
that.
For Didi, what is love for you? How were you
Didi's
brought up?
titties.
What is love for Didi's titties?
Crazy.
Okay. In the previous episode, I said, you mentioned how a woman can be 80 and she doesn't have the 20, and you go looking for the 20 in someone else. And I asked you, why can't you be the 20? And I think that's just what love is. Love is
Compromising.
compromise and
Yes.
complement. You need to complement each other, and complementing each other doesn't mean being alike. It just means working with what you both have and growing that into love and what you would want your kids to see when they say mommy and daddy,
So that, I want
right?
to take it
Or
back.
what your friends see when they say this is my friend, this is my friend.
I want to take it back.
Okay.
You know, I feel like I don't like being in the corner anymore, man. Like I feel invisible. What's going on?
Girl, I was seeing
Like
That
I
corner
was
is
talking.
very-
Like when I was
I
sitting there, I
need
was
that
talking
corner.
a lot, nah.
Just
But
like
like
the
now that I'm
spotlight.
sitting here, I feel so quiet. Like,
Just
what's
like
going
the
on?
spotlight.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I just wanted to speak on the question that you asked Didi, right? About what is love in my perspective. And then Didi said something about parents. So I feel like that is also valid because I don't want what my parents had because they're divorced. But had, you know, because
Okay.
my parents had the type of relationship that's toxic. Like my father used to abuse my mother, right? So it's like my parents had like such a toxic relationship where it was like the man has to be in control all the time. Like the man, like, you know what, as a woman, you can't do anything in your life. You just have to sit and obey what your man has to say. So it's like, I feel like my father had that that perception of love. Like if it's not like that, it's not love. Like it's not real. And my father cheated.
Oh.
Coming back to the first topic, real quick.
Man,
My father cheated.
Chief.
I have a sister that's 12, 14. How old am I? 18.
Joe, so you
I
weren't
have a
gonna
sister
have
that's
siblings if you
14.
didn't cheat, Mos.
No, but yeah, exactly what I was saying in the first episode.
Yeah.
I have a sister that's 14 that I didn't know about until I was 14. So it's like, you know, that perception of love, it's crazy to me. So I always grew up thinking, you know, when I was younger, I grew up thinking, I want a man like my father.
Yeah.
Until I finally saw what my father was actually
That
doing.
type of man.
Like what my father, like the type of man that my father was. Don't get me wrong, I love my father.
Yeah.
My father he's present.
He's
And I love him
he's
for
there.
being
He's
present.
there.
I love him for being a present
Lovely
father.
stuff. Lovely stuff.
But as a person in general, he's a bad
bitch.
person.
Nah, he was just
He's a
spreading
bad
the
person.
positivity. bro.
You're spreading
He's
positivity.
just spreading the
not.
positivity.
He's really not. How is positivity abusing your woman?
He wouldn't have had a sibling.
How
if
is
he didn't cheat.
positivity cheating on your woman and
He
making
wouldn't have
another
had a
child?
sibling if he cheated.
I don't care. I don't
Front
even know
man.
that girl.
Sibling.
I
I
don't
don't
even
know
know
you.
my
It's not up
so-called
to you, bro.
sister.
Exactly.
I
not
don't
up
even
to
know
you,
my
Chief.
so-called sister.
How old is she?
She's 14.
You don't know her
So-
name?
And she blocked me.
Why?
Ooh, shout out.
I guess you're
I'm
the
sorry
problem.
to cut, ne?
Yeah.
We'll get to you, Mr. Miyagi. Ne, I'm sorry to cut you. So the reason I actually went into that question, ne, is that your perception of love is not going to be the same with other people's perception of love. You get me? So if you can communicate that clearly, Babo,
Yeah.
if you communicate that my perception of love like that and whatnot and what forth, then you could work on.
Exactly.
You get me? That love.
And once you
now.
determine that what
You
once I
want.
determine what you how you perceive love doesn't align with how I want to be loved,
Then
we
you're
will
out.
know that we go our separate ways and meet new people.
Yeah.
Why can't we
Yes.
compromise in the situation?
Oh, yes.
Why
No.
can't
We
we,
can,
learn
but
to
you
love
don't
each
want
other?
to, and that's the
No.
problem.
Oh yes.
Why can't we give each other time to learn to love each other?
Dango, Mr.
You see,
Miyagi.
love is not a simple concept that you
Exactly. Good things.
Just
take
throw
time.
around.
No,
Good
love is
things
Yeah,
not,
take
it's
time.
not
it's
just-
not simple,
yes,
Van.
Exactly.
there's emotions involved. If you feel like he's worth compromising for or
Yeah.
she's
You'll
worth
compromise.
compromising, then you will go ahead and do that.
Chief, let me tell you, Chief. For love, Chief. For love, Chief, you'll go the extra mile. You'll do things that you said you'd never do before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For love, Chief.
Hey, for love, you do things. You make wonders happen. Yo.
Yeah, nah, mama.
You'll find yourself walking 1 hour 45 minutes for a hug.
That's you, not me.
Hug is crazy. Okay.
Chief,
But
no.
are you okay?
No, they done me dead.
Are you
Wait.
okay, Chief?
I'm not okay.
I feel like we need to talk about it.
Based on a
I'm not
true
okay.
story.
It's
I just have
based
a
on
I just have a random
story.
question. I just have a random question.
Sure.
Mr. Miyaga, relax yourself. What have you done for love, Chum? Have you communicated your love?
You know, with me, Nem,
What are you doing wrong?
I know where I lack in everything.
Yeah.
And communication is where I lack.
Sure.
I try to work on it 100%.
I like they also, bro.
From from a certain point in time till now. Every time I try to like communicate, when I communicate to a person that I'm talking to, I will always mention, look, in terms of time, I don't have time. You know, I will disappear for an easy day. Yes, I will come back to you and everything. I will make sure I get back to you and everything.
Yeah.
But there's certain points I lack, but I will make sure to communicate that. Obviously, there's a certain things that have ended. Chief, I can even take you back to grade 10. Was it grade 10? Grade 11, Chief.
You're taking us back.
Yo,
boy.
Let me
we're
take you
always going
back
to
to
that
grade
specific
11,
time
Chief.
zone.
I'm not petrol, we're tired of taking
Yeah,
us back.
Chief. Thing is, when I take you back there,
Your
Chief,
car is tired.
There's a reason.
let me tell you, Chief. You
Mr.
see
Miyagi,
them,
please
Why are they
relax.
acting like it's decades ago?
it's not even decades ago, it's just 2 years.
That's what I'm saying.
2023. You see,
Yes, a lot.
you see G11, Chief. I actually fell in love hard. Even I was in love.
Describe the girl as
Wami,
wild.
Chief. You
No,
know
eh,
it. Chief.
describe the girl.
I don't wanna describe.
What's she worth falling in love for?
I don't know at this point because, Chief, Mina, for me to fall in love is not a thing of I look for a person that can be worth it. It just happens. Falling in love just happens.
Yeah.
And for me, it just happened. And I lacked communication.
Sure.
You get me? I got to a point where I'm just focused on just business and business and business and whatnot. I'm just focused on getting the money and everything. I ruin certain situations. You get
Yeah.
me? I regret with all my heart.
Oh, man. She couldn't accept that you were trying to get the bag.
Unfortunately,
It goes back to that thing. To be the man of her dreams, you need to be the man of your own dreams first.
Yes.
100%. But had I communicated that better,
It could have
don't
ended
you think
better.
it would have been better?
Yes.
Because she would have known what
She would have
was up
understood
against.
that, like, you know what, ne? Alo is busy right now. He's doing
not women
what
of this
he wants to
generation.
do.
She
No,
she
as
would
a
have
woman
went
of
somewhere
this
else.
generation, I would disagree with what you have to say,
Now
Mr.
you always have to
Miyagi.
fight, but it's fine.
I mean,
Kwanda,
Motwa's story is literally saying if he had communicated better.
But no,
And you
look at the
are-
situation right now.
Okay.
You believe it would have been different.
I believe 100% it would have been different.
I had delusional. boy.
Okay.
Chief,
he's not delusional. You're
Chief,
just
but Lulu is this Lulu.
incomprehensible.
Live, Chief.
Nah,
I
it's
can
not.
tell you now, Chief.
Yeah.
Right now, obviously, you have to move on for you to move on to the next stage in your life.
Yeah.
Because if you don't move on, obviously you're going to be searching for the same thing, as we spoke about in the previous episode. So check. Now, once I fall in love, Chief. Love is blind, boy. Anything that happens, even if they have their faults and everything, me, I can easily compromise and mise it and whatnot and whatnot.
Chief, why play
Their
that
80
game?
is your 100.
You get
Exactly.
me.
Like,
Chief, why play that
Exactly.
game if it's the blind leading the blind?
Chief. Yo. Boy.
Yeah.
Not
Yo,
necessarily.
I'm being attacked.
Why
now.
play that
No,
game if it's
it's
the blind
not.
leading the
Thing
blind?
is, you see, you're talking about the blind leading the blind.
Sure.
For me, when you say the blind leading the blind, me, I did not see anyone being blind. I just saw yay. You see, this person is just imperfection, Chief. This person is just someone I want in my life. I want
May I
to live the
speak?
rest of my life with. And because, unfortunately, I couldn't communicate properly with that person,
Now I get you
It
when you say
ended
you
in
gotta
shambles.
love a girl for like you gotta love her perfectly for her imperfections and shit. But there's some things you gotta look at and say, yeah, when I get baby, no.
100%.
Okay.
Now you can see, baby, I'm failing to do this. I know as a woman, you cannot break down the walls that you haven't created. However, you can give me the space and time for me to feel like I can break down that wall as a man. And if she's failing to do that, why stay there, Chief?
I get that, boy.
Okay, D.
I get that.
I just wanted to say, no, there was a moment where you said something about, or you said you're being delusional. I can't remember for what, but there was a thing that you said about like, oh, blind leading the blind,
Yeah.
blind leading the blind. So I feel like it's a thing of like, I just want to ask first before I attack you.
Sharp.
I just want to ask, are you talking about blind leading the blind when you speak about Allah wanting to follow his dreams and he's not like necessarily communicating to his girlfriend, or what exactly do you mean about that?
You know what I mean by that? Love, in terms of love and relationships and shit like that, for it to work, it's a leap of faith.
Yeah,
And we
100%.
both
So
don't
everybody's
control that
blind.
leap. The blind leading the blind. You get what I'm
Okay,
saying?
Because
but then if
We
that's
both don't know what's gonna happen if we take this leap
if
of
that's
faith.
your
Can I
point
elaborate
of
further
reason,
on
if
on
that's your
Mr.
point of
Miyagi?
reason,
What
then
is it?
Can I
it's
elaborate
baseless
further on
because
Mr. Miyagi?
everybody's blind when it comes to love. Nobody ever knows how
Yeah,
how
you
it's going
don't-
to turn out.
There's no expectation
So
for love.
even if it is the blind leading the blind,
Exactly.
everybody's blind.
We taking a leap
100%.
of faith. How?
It's a leap of
So
faith.
how is he being
How
delulu?
am I
Because that's the
guaranteed-
reality
it's-
of
no,
love.
No, he's being delusional 'cause,
Exactly.
how am I guaranteed that it's
If
gonna
it's
work out?
actually
No
love,
one is
if it's
guaranteed.
At the end
actually
of the
love,
day-
both sides, it's the exact same way.
Exactly. So
I'm
whether
not taking those chances.
whether Alu is busy with his
Yeah.
day or not, whether Alu, like let's say me and Alu are dating, Alu doesn't update me constantly about
Sure.
what he's doing, I'm not gonna be mad about it.
Why?
But Alu's going a whole entire day without speaking to me. This is where your communication skills come in. Alu's going a whole day without speaking to me
Yeah.
about what he's doing. I understand that he's busy. I understand that he's a trader, right? He does things that he does for a living. I'm not gonna stop him from doing that. I'm not gonna punish him for being busy with this one specific thing. But talk to me. Tell me, you know what, Ne? Dakota, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be busy today, right? Today I decided, because I know you have days where you trade properly and where you don't, right? So I'm gonna be like, I know you have days where you trade today. Today you're gonna trade the whole day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you're not gonna trade the whole day. Today I want you to tell me, Dakota, I'm trading today. Ne? If I don't speak to you, understand that. I'm not
trading.
gonna fight you.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be like, you know what? Do what you need to do. Communicate with me.
Yes.
Tell me. If you don't tell me, obviously I'm gonna have a perception. What if he's not trading today? Wait, I
Homeboy
don't know if
just
he's
said
actually
failing
trading
to
today.
do that.
You know
That's
what I
what I'm
can
speaking
say,
about.
Chief, with that situation, ma'am. Let's take it back to grade 11 again.
Wait, can I just add something with her point? With love, you must be willing to grow in it, you know. And communication is not, it's not something that that comes normal to
Natural.
everybody.
Yeah.
Some can do it, some can't. And when you get into a relationship, you need to be willing to
try.
because it's a skill that can be learned. Do you get me?
100%.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Communicate that with your girl, and she'll understand that. Oh, okay. At least
Boy,
he's
they're saying you
trying.
have a skill issue, boy.
Why are you taking
You have
flop
a
or
skill
chief?
issue.
Mina, I
Don't talk to
felt
me, Chief.
I felt like I was in chief.
Yeah.
But it's a thing of maybe now, I'm saying now.
Or now.
In this point, what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
I was not communicating effectively. I was communicating the things you didn't want to hear. You get me?
What were those things?
You know how I saw it was every day. Now you bulela ka tjhelete, every day, forex, every day, man,
Everything
every day,
that has to
business.
do with you. You were being
Exactly.
selfish.
Exactly. So how I saw it is like
Wow.
I understand, Hori, I'm always busy. I can't have a time for this person. I can't be able to be there 24/7. So I'm trying to involve them in my life. You get me? So that they understand, Hori, no.
Alright, Chief.
Wabona,
This
Hori,
is why you at the situation you are in right now. Why are you trying to involve her in your life, bruh?
Chief, because
No. Listen. When you get into a relationship, bruh, your partner should be like an add-on. You get what I'm saying?
100.
You should be able to
Away.
do your things. She mustn't be a distraction but a motivation.
that's why I was trying to involve her.
But
So that she's
don't
not
involve.
distraction, because the moment that the person is a distraction, me, I cut off easy, boy. Me with cutting off, chief, there's friends that I know from back in the day that don't even talk to me anymore. Why? Because all they ever thought about, hey chief, let's go smoke this plant. Hey chief, let's go drink this thing. Hey chief, let's go do this, let's go do that. Me now I wanna span. Wabo. The same people that are talking about that are the same people hitting me up today saying, hey, Chief, can you help me with spot? Hey, Chief, can you help me with mine? You get me? So me, I'm trying to involve them in that certain situation. That way they don't fall under that.
Are you having that conversation with me? You, a sleaze. Let's go smoke that plant.
Don't do that.
Where nah?
Okay, don't judge him. He's
Don't
still
do that.
trying to do something with his life. Compared to the people that he's speaking about that didn't
Yeah.
want to do something with their lives, but now all of a sudden that he's up, they want to be up with him.
Oh, yes. They're
But
defending me
he
today.
was down, when he was
Babe
down,
defending you. What are
listen,
you
when he was down,
Yeah.
they were trying to drag him down now. Like they were, is it downer?
It's fine.
More down, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm done
Lower.
with English. More, they were trying to drag him deeper into the grave. Now that he's up, they want to go up with him.
That's how
But
people
when he
are.
was busy, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this.
That's how
They weren't there for
are,
him.
bruh.
They weren't supporting him.
It's like with this podcast, we are coming up.
So
Right
Nobody's
now-
gonna
honestly,
support us.
Right now, there's
Once I
people who are
hit
hating
peak,
us. Right now, there's
understandable.
people who are
You,
hating us.
you,
I know,
for
hold
you
on,
to
I'm
hit
defending
peak,
you.
I'm so,
you
oh, wait.
need
I'm defending
supporters.
you.
I'm sorry, we'll get
No,
back to you.
listen.
There's a specific person I want to.
You see,
Chief-
Sushi B.
Sushi P.
Once I hit peak, he's gonna be the one on some. Yo, can I be a guest
Live.
on the podcast? You see what I'm saying?
Live.
And there are always
When a
people
sushi
like
please,
that.
That's
They
exactly-
see
come
that
show
you-
us what you can do.
They see that you're doing something good
because
for
you
yourself.
make music, bro. Your music don't make sense, bro. Bro.
That's a bit personal.
No,
That's
I'm
a bit
not. It's not a
personal.
personal.
Sushi
Yeah.
B,
attack.
they
I'm just
promoting
saying,
you,
right?
honey.
I'm
There are
not
people that see
promoting
that
you,
you're doing
whatever.
something with your life, and all of a sudden they went from being your ops to being your best friends.
Live.
Eh, Kwanda, let's do
Injaro,
something.
Chief,
Eh, Ali,
Injaro.
let's do something.
No,
Giri,
that's
let's
how-
do something.
That's how people are, bro.
Yeah.
It's fucked up,
You know, my
man.
favorite footballer once
That
said.
doesn't mean it's okay.
Nah,
It's
it's not
not.
okay. But my favorite footballer once said, I need more haters because the haters became my fans.
Ronaldo.
The haters became your
No,
fans.
Zlatan
Amen.
Ibrahimovic.
Oh.
I don't know who that
You
is.
get what
but
I'm
I
saying?
will.
You don't know
Dango
who that is?
Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
You don't know Ibrahimovic?
Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Oh. Born again.
What team does he play for?
He doesn't play for.
He's
retired
done
now.
now. He's retired. But guys, I feel like we're going fair now. So I wanna get into another question. So for you, I wanna start with this side and we go this way. Wow.
Ladies
for
first.
you, Chief.
Ladies first. Ladies
Chief.
It's
Chief.
over.
Kuhela daide.
I'm trying to. You see, when I'm trying to be like chivalrous and
It's
shit like
fine.
that,
Always be
they don't want.
chivalrous. Dakota.
Hi.
How are you? You're next to me today.
How
How does
you?
it feel being here?
I feel lonely.
Lonely.
Why?
As much as you're here as the host,
Yo.
loving care for you and everything.
They don't
But I miss
They
my
don't
seat.
I miss you
Take
too.
control of the
They
room.
don't
I
raise
miss my
me.
I miss
seat.
you
But it's
too.
Like I
Fine.
feel like when I was sitting there, I had so much control, like so much confidence.
Girl, I felt that too.
Now I'm just chilling
They
here. I'm
don't
so
rate me.
back.
So you don't feel like that anymore, there?
What do you mean? I've been
Yo.
confident. I've been taking
Oh,
control.
yes.
Of course you have.
But
I mean,
when I
and I
care.
don't feel- I
You don't
didn't-
need a seat to be in control.
You feel like that being, eh?
Listen, you
feel
said
like
it.
that
But yeah,
I
Dakota,
feel like that bitch,
Hi.
eh?
No, I am.
The baddest.
I have a question for you.
Aye.
What are the 5 rules for you to say, Hori, you need, what's this? What are the 5 rules to sustain a relationship for you?
You?
5, just 5. I'm not even asking 10, 20, 50, 100, 5.
I'm gonna say
Is
one, transparency.
Transparency.
Yes.
I feel like that's one thing she would mention.
Yes, it is.
Transparency.
Transparency.
Transparency
Trust.
goes.
Please
with
elaborate.
communication.
Transparency, like, I need you to be open with me. Like, you know what? Like, that is transparency, right?
Yeah, low key.
Because I feel like we have two different definitions about.
Can I
but
cut you
yes,
off real quick?
Yes.
Transparency. Every day I tell you, Chief, hey, me, I'm about to take a cock. Hey, I'm about to sit on the
No.
couch.
I'm not
Hey,
with that. But
I'm
at the end
about
of the
to watch
day-
TV.
At the
Hey.
end of the day, at the end of the day, it's not about that.
What's it
Like
about?
at the end of the day, like remember the beginning of this conversation was about communication.
Yeah.
Transparency, be open with me about how you feel. Be open with me about what's going on in your daily life to life. Like not necessarily tell me you're cucking, telling me you're about
Yeah.
to throw up, telling me like bro, you're
Yeah.
washing the dishes, I don't care. Like
Yeah.
okay, yeah, tell me when you're washing the dishes so that I
You
know
know
you're
my own
busy.
problem with that is, as men in this generation, we grew up like in a generation of, let me say,
You need to be strong.
No, father figures that say,
Yeah.
like, tigers don't cry, what that you don't
I understand that.
confide in a woman.
I
100.
understand that. But at the
No,
end of the day,
100% with that one, Chief.
Exactly.
You
I
see,
and I
as a
understand
man,
that.
They say don't
Chief,
confide in a
one of my
woman.
homeboys even tell me this one straight, Chief.
Yo, one of your homos told you.
For sa-
Ah,
One
chief,
of my homeboys
what-
even told
what
me this one
kakase?
straight. But as a man, never explain yourself. You never have a reason to explain
you
yourself.
know what? I feel
As a
like
man.
I feel like as men, you guys grow up with a specific that thing. Yeah,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about,
tigers
right?
don't cry.
Yes,
Like that.
You guys grew up with a specific that thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like me personally, as a female, I feel like you should never like if you're in a relationship with me, don't ever be scared to open up to me, because I'm not here to judge you.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you know, like, you're gonna do what you need to do. You're gonna have your flaws. You're gonna have your moments where you like feel like, you know what, I'm not okay right now, and I
Yeah.
want you to feel like I'm here for you. Like I want you to feel like, you know what, right now I want to speak to my girlfriend. Like my girlfriend knows, like my girlfriend
Yo.
understands, and that is what I want.
Yeah, that's what you
when
want,
I'm in a
man.
relationship with someone. Like I want you to know that regardless of whoever's gonna judge you, regardless, okay, you can't speak to your mother because your mother's gonna be like, ah man, you're being regardless of your friends that feel like, maybe you are a man, like man up. I'm gonna be here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be a shoulder to lean on, you know?
It's-
And that's what I want.
Yeah, as men, we understand that. But
Yes.
remember, based on upbringing and upcoming,
I understand that.
we were raised to say, yo, boy, you
And
don't
it's
talk about
fine.
your
That's why I
emotions.
said
And
earlier.
it's fine.
That's why I said earlier. With upbringing,
Yeah.
it's how you learn from it. You
Exactly.
learn to not want this for yourself, or you learn to want
Want
this
it
for yourself. So
Exactly.
why would you want something like that for yourself? Because as much as you are brought up to think like that, eventually you hit a stage where you can think for yourself. You are exposed to the world and their experiences, and you're exposed to what you want for yourself, and you can look at that and be like, okay, I've been brought up this way. I don't want that. This is what I want now.
I would
You
like
don't
to
have
fight
to cling on
against that.
to.
I'd also like to find.
I'd like to fight
Values.
against
Of
that.
course you would.
You
Shut
see how you grew up, ne? What if now me, the way I watch my call this, I'm upbringing and
You're
everything.
brought up. Sure. You're brought up.
English has left the chat.
And it's
Yo.
okay.
It's okay. You're not gonna
English
English
It's
has
alright.
left the chat.
It's
Ne?
been gone, boy.
You mentioned, Huri, you don't want it for yourself, what. But you feeling that way is how you were brought up. You were brought up to be independent. You were brought up to be that woman, you know. What if I was brought up to be that man? I was brought up to be like, fuck that. I don't give a shit what other
And it's fine.
There's a TikTok, this specific TikTok that I watched recently. I don't agree with it and everything, but like this man was like, no. This woman actually, whoever that man cooked there, he made sure. I'm not proud of it, but he made sure.
If your man if he doesn't hit you, he doesn't love you.
Exactly. What you deciding?
That's a bit deep, hey? Like dabbing that up is outrageous. But anyway,
I don't agree with it, ne?
But
Ne? At a specific point in time,
yeah,
there was, like, personally, ne? I don't really like to mention it and everything. My stepdad was abusive towards my mom. So maybe to him, he felt like, oh no, I'm actually showing love. I'm correcting her and whatnot and what forth. It's a thing of the upbringing. The upbringing becomes, it's
Exactly.
either the solution or the problem.
generational trauma type
Exactly.
stuff.
You get
So
me?
you look at your mom being abused and you're like, yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, what if you are brought up in a certain way, Hori, when your beliefs are not the same as mine because of your upbringing. You get me? When are you
That was my upbringing. My independent thoughts weren't my upbringing. It's the person how do I say this? The person I grew up to be, if that makes sense. You grow up to be independent. I know some people, but I think it's a individualism. Some people can't comprehend it because they are scared of, I don't know, taking the world on alone and getting it wrong because they took it on alone, you know.
Yeah.
People don't want to be seen making their own mistakes, this and that, because they know they had a back structure. Whether they choose to cling onto that back structure or not is up to them. And I think it's scary, right? And also, people who go through trauma,
Yeah.
like I said, it's how you as an individual take and learn from it.
Yes.
You can either choose to make it your norm,
Yeah.
right? Or choose
overcome it.
to overcome it.
Yes.
But
Exactly.
like, let's
Can
let's,
I
let's
can I
take
say
it back
something?
to our parents.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
weird,
actually gonna speak about my
man. I don't-
parents. I'm actually gonna speak about my
Aye,
parents.
y'all don't want me to talk.
I'm so sorry. You're gonna speak after me, I
Moto
promise.
ya high, no.
But what I wanted to say was, you know what, like I said previously, like I grew up with my father abusing my mother, right? And it was like a norm in my household, right? And then later on, like in my life, I grew up with, like I witnessed my sister's boyfriend abusing her on multiple occasions. And in the moment, as young as I was, I felt like I was supposed to grow up in that state where one day I'm going to get abused by a man. Do you see how I am now?
She wouldn't
I'm
have
not
it.
scared to murra man.
You fuck men up
As
now.
soon
I'm
as
not
he
scared to
gonna
murra
stab
man.
them.
As soon as he raises his voice,
Kwanda, you're gonna
out.
stab
My
you.
bro,
As soon
I'm
as
gonna
he
be
shows
like,
any form
what
of
do you
aggression.
think? Exactly. What do you think I am? Who do you think you are to raise your voice at me?
Ooh, my type.
Yeah, she saw
My
what
type.
her
My
parents
type
went
is not
through
your
and knew
type,
it was
my
My
wrong.
type is not your
Because
type.
type is not your type, my brother.
why would I sit there,
Yeah.
watch my sister's boyfriend abuse her,
Exactly.
ne? Watch him
Yes.
hit her, watch him throw her with a car seat,
Yeah.
a car seat.
Hey, can see this crazy.
Watch my father choke my mother,
Shit.
drag my mother outside, choke her,
Shit.
and allow myself to go through that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do I look like?
So you're gonna do that to me?
Life I am, yo.
Also, it's a shame because
It's your type.
That's my type.
also
Yo.
it's
That's
a
my
shame
type.
because
That's my type.
you know, as individuals,
Yeah.
right? We process differently, we
Yeah.
intake differently, and so some ladies or men are going to see their family members go through something so traumatic and think it's normal. And when they grow up, they get into these relationships where they're treated so horribly, where they're abused, where they're forced to abuse substances, where it's just you know, and be like, you know what, I'm going to stay there because my mom stayed. I'm going to stay there because my sister stayed. I'm going to stay there because whoever stayed. I'm going to stay there because this is what I
Can
saw
I
when
tell
I was
you
growing
something?
up, and this is normal to me. It's such a shame.
I
You
asked
And
haven't
it's
let her
fine. Me,
speak.
chief. They don't want me to talk.
You haven't
Talk.
let him
Speak,
speak.
Chom. I'm gonna
Aye,
speak
talk,
after you.
it's
Can
fine.
I
My
speak
brother.
after Kwanda?
I don't want anymore.
Cook,
Matas
my brother.
kakwat.
It's
Are you
Brother
sure?
cook.
Talk, guys.
Are you
Okay,
sure?
it's fine. My
I don't-
brother, I
I-
have
I-
a question for you.
Sure.
I have a question for you, my brother.
I don't want to talk
Because
anymore.
Yena, she failed to give the 5 rules.
Sure.
Wena,
Because you guys interrupted me.
she skipped 1 rule.
Because you guys interrupted me.
What's my
Wena.
rule even?
Wena, what are the 5 rules that you have to sustain a relationship?
Floppy is when you say transparency is like an umbrella for many other things. You get what I'm saying? So now you have to mention a lot of other things. So I'd say, what's this thing? A maintenance of a relationship needs like both parties to acknowledge the responsibility they both have in the relationship.
accountability.
Security.
Thank you. Yo, you guys are cooking, eh?
Hey,
When it's not you that's being asked the question.
hey,
I was gonna say that, but you guys spoke
Ah,
over
wap
me.
wap, you're lying, man. So I'm saying, yeah, as they said, accountability, security, and I guess in a way, I wanna say provision in a way, but that goes under security in a way. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's like 4 or 5, but that's my.
That is
What do you
literally
mean 4, 5?
That's literally 2.
Chief, you haven't gone deep. Chief.
That's why my relationships don't work out.
Yo.
Yeah, you're the problem.
Yeah.
I'm not the problem.
It's okay. No one judges.
The problem just comes to me.
So because you guys are failing to answer.
Didi must answer.
I wasn't failing to
Didi
answer.
must answer. Wait.
Didi must answer.
I'm still offended.
You've already gone through it.
I
Never
said
mind,
one
titties
thing.
Too much.
We'll get back
Wait,
to you.
I'm
much.
sorry, Didi, we're gonna get you now. I said one thing.
Yo.
And then everyone had something to say about what I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't finish.
Let's give it to my girl D. Let her finish.
Or they both.
Maybe
Okay,
we're
the
thinking the
culture.
same things. Okay.
Cook. Cook,
So
my
obviously
sister.
the one was transparency.
Uh-huh.
Right? Cool.
Mhm.
The second one, like I said,
Security.
security.
Two.
Make
Elaborate.
me feel like I'm secure enough to stay safe in our relationship. You're not gonna abuse me because I'll fuck you up.
Bachel.
3, trust. I need to be able to trust you. And I'm not a person that trusts easily. If I
Is it?
trust you, you should know you did something right.
Now
in
I'm
life.
fighting.
You trust me, bruh?
Sometimes.
Yo, Chief.
Certain things.
You never gave me the opportunity to show you proof for me to trust you.
Bachel.
Like, oh, for you to trust me.
Bachel.
Because the one thing that I told you that actually was so deep to me, you went to go tell your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Hey.
Geffing, eh? Which one was that one?
The blind leading the blind.
Which one was that one?
Remember the blind.
Which
leading
one
the
was
blind.
that one?
It was a leap of faith.
No.
We tried.
Because I trusted you.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't trust a lot of people.
I gave it.
And
to
I
you.
trusted you with one thing that was so
Yeah.
secure and deep. And you went to go tell your girlfriend.
And you.
And your girlfriend, knowing that your girlfriend has a big mouth.
You can
She
trust
went to go
me.
I
tell it to
didn't know
everyone
she had a
else.
big
Dakota, you can trust me.
You already know.
Oh, not the girlfriend catching strays, honey.
I didn't know she had a big
Not necessarily. I don't fight with girls. Like, I don't fight in general. Like, I'm not
So
a fighter.
that was 3.
Whoever
Okay,
that girlfriend
sharp.
is catching strays.
Loyalty.
Loyalty.
Loyalty plays a humongous role.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I'm loyal. Why can't you be loyal too? And when we spoke in the first
I was
episode
never
about
raised to be like that.
about men cheating,
You weren't raised to be
I
loyal.
was never raised to
You
be
weren't
like
raised
that.
You
to
were
be
raised to
loyal.
have stembu, Chief.
Imagine if my dad had 2 wives and I was groomed to be like that. How am I going to
Bachel.
be loyal to you? Bro?
Live.
Weren't we speaking earlier about
It's important
it's
to be
how
your own
you
person.
decide to
No,
Exactly.
but like, guys, look at it like this. If
Be your
my
own person,
dad,
have your
no,
own
listen,
thoughts.
listen. If my dad had 2 wives,
Live.
he's gonna tell me some shit like his dad had 2 wives.
Does your dad
It
have
doesn't
two
matter,
wives?
you don't have to follow in
Generational
the
trauma, and they
footsteps.
made him believe that
you
is
can
the
be
right
a better
way.
person,
And
Kwanda.
he, found,
Bachel.
he only found out when it was too late. Which, yo, bro, this is not the right way.
You have a tendency of hopping on waves. Why don't you create your own wave?
Exactly.
And how
What's
do I-
stopping you from being
How
your own
do I
person?
Ali
do
wave.
that? How do I do that at the age of 30?
Be your own person. You're not 30, by the way. So
Kwanda,
start
you-
now.
how old are you?
Speaking for a man
Start
who's the age
now.
of
Kwanda,
30.
how old are
He
you?
can also start.
Mr. Miyagi, how old are you?
I'm old enough.
Old
Okay,
enough.
you're old enough to make your own decisions. You're old enough to be your own person.
Exactly.
Why do you have to follow in what your father did, what your
Exactly.
grandfather did, what your great
Your grandfather didn't
You
wear
can be
this.
your own person.
My grandfather didn't wear this.
He didn't
My
wear this.
grandkids will wear this.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You broke
so you can
something.
encourage your grandkids to be loyal.
My grandfather was the one who started this temple. My father followed. I followed. My grandkids are gonna dress like this. I set the wave. They're gonna follow.
I
Guys,
started the
generation-
But
wave.
you exactly.
Utani
You are
the
the
wave,
one
chief.
now. Wait, you
You
are
are
the
like
one
that,
now.
They support my
Kwanda,
decision,
Mr.
but
Mr.
not
Miyagi.
really.
Mr.
Yeah.
Miyagi,
Shut up.
you are the one now. Ne? They can change your own destiny.
Break the
You can
generational
make your
curse.
own generation from scratch. You saying now that your grandkids are gonna wear what you are wearing right
Yes.
now. So why can't your grandkids behave the way that you can decide to behave right
Exactly.
now?
But
Why
if
do you
I
have to
was-
follow the way that your
Exactly.
grandfather
You're
behaved? If you're about to
selective.
change,
You're selective of what.
Let him
you
talk.
How am I selective now?
Okay.
Let him talk.
My whole imagine
Okay.
this goes back to like my father. My whole life is telling me, "Yo, boy, you behave like this. You behave like that." I'm going to do that, and then you know how we're gonna do
It's
that.
what you were taught.
It's what I'm taught, and
It's
I'm
a
gonna
choice.
evaluate it
Can I tell you
based on
something?
how he treats my mom. So if I see now my mom is happy, I'm gonna go do that to the next woman. And I
Because why
see-
the mom was happy?
Because the mom is happy.
you
Now
don't know
you
how your
need
mom
to
was
make the
feeling
next
behind the
happy.
scenes.
She
But
didn't
anyway,
let me
that's not the
know.
point. My point is, ne,
Yeah.
if you saying that you following the footsteps of your father and your
Yeah.
grandfather, your father and your grandfather didn't dress the way you're dressing right now. You said a few minutes, seconds, or
You
whatever
weren't hitting
ago. Hold on.
they weren't hitting the crosses, Chief.
You said a few
They were not
seconds and a
designed
few
like that at
minutes
the time.
ago.
They were actually going to
Mr.
church.
Miyagi.
But anyway.
Hello. Hi.
I'm listening.
You said a few seconds or a few minutes ago that your grandkids are gonna dress the way you were dressed. So if you don't have if you can't or if you don't have to follow the way that your grandfather used to dress, why do you have to follow the way that he used to
Exactly.
act?
Amen.
Why
Also,
am I
can I
grand-
add on to
why
that?
are my grandkids
Also,
following the way I
you
dress?
said because
They
you
don't
saw
have
your
to.
mom, you saw your mom was happy,
Yes.
right?
It's an
It
example.
goes
Yeah,
back.
yo, whoa.
It's an
Before
example.
like,
Fine.
key example.
Fine.
Kila
And
key example.
I'm adding on to that,
Add
right?
on.
You saw that your mom was happy in that
Yeah.
temple or whatever. It goes back to our conversation of how love can't be clustered into a box. There's no one
That's their perception of love.
perception of love. That's their perception of love.
Exactly.
So
That's
now
what
And
I
that
your
told you.
becomes
lady, your
your
lady
perception.
won't
It
like
doesn't
Now
that.
have
that becomes my perception.
It doesn't
No,
have
you
to.
have to. Do you know what perception is?
Sorry,
I'm
to
sorry.
cut,
I
sorry
can-
to cut you guys
That
off.
can influence my perception of love.
I understand that, but at the end of the day, you need to understand we're living in a different generation.
Amen
Exactly.
to
We're
that.
living in a different society. Our society will never ever be the same as we are. We are Gen Z. We are not the millennials
You
or
follow
whatever
that.
was before the millennials.
follow that.
Listen to me.
We don't
No,
have
listen
to
to me.
follow
that.
I understand. My mother is 54 years old. I grew up with a very old mother. My mother gave birth to me at 30 something, whatever, 36. Ne? I grew up with a mother that's old, that has her old ways of living. My siblings, my brother is 40, my sister is 32. I don't have siblings my age. My
Wait.
siblings are old.
Listen,
hear me out.
Back, wait,
How
wait,
old
wait.
is your mom?
Hear me out.
50.
Your mom is 36.
My mom had my brother when she was 15.
Wait.
Your brother's 40.
Your
My
mom
brother's
is 36. Your mom
Why
is
you
40.
carry
Yeah.
on?
My brother
Jaja,
is,
yana.
40.
my mother is 54.
We listen. We
Oh,
don't
okay.
judge.
That's
Wait,
not the point.
I'm
though.
sorry to cut off.
No, I'm sorry, but you're not cutting me off. My point is, I'm
You
sorry,
guys
but I'm
see,
really
eh?
making a really
Yeah,
valid
man.
point
You see,
right
guys,
now.
when I don't talk again,
I'm making a valid point right now, and I don't want to lose my train of thought.
I'm a little
So what I'm gonna say is, my mother is old. My siblings are old. I didn't grow up in this generation, technically. I grew
Yeah.
up with millennial siblings. I grew up with millennial parents. I am the youngest person in my family currently.
Amen.
Right? My entire family, currently. I am the youngest person. I'm the only person that finished matric currently. So I don't know all of these things
Yes, Wena.
about Gen Z,
Why you
really.
stressing
She
out
broke a
about that?
generational curse by the
I
way.
broke my generational curse, literally. I
Just
don't know about
bypassing
all of these
matric.
things about
Yeah.
cheating
Sisonke.
and doing this. No, listen to me. I don't know about all of my things about doing this and doing this. My family complains when I wear a crop top, but I still wear it. Why? Because I
it's
grew up
you.
in this generation. I'm not following the way that my family used to live. My family used to live, they're not allowed to wear crop tops. My mother had a kid at 15. I'm 18, I don't have a kid.
That's you.
That should mean something, right? Right?
Yes.
So it means that if I can't follow my generational whatever, you don't have to either. So you can be your own person. Listen to me. You can be your own person. You can do what you need to do. You don't have to follow what your grandparents did, what your
100%.
father did back in the
100%.
day.
Yeah.
I don't have grandparents.
100%.
I haven't had grandparents since the day I was born. I had a grandmother for 1 year and I didn't have one ever again. So I don't know how it feels to have grandparents. But I don't let that affect me. I don't let that change how I used to feel. My mother would always tell me stories about your grandmother did this and this and this.
Yes,
I don't
I
do
get-
this
I
and
get
this and
what you're
this.
saying.
You understand?
Yes.
My mother lives a certain way. She says, your siblings weren't raised like this. I'm not raised like that either, but I still do the different things. So if I can't follow that, why do you have to? I'm not saying that we're all the same at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Mr.
Let
Miyagi
Miyagi
struggles
cook.
with individualism.
Yeah,
No,
Miyagi
no.
cook.
This goes like back to traditional what verse modernity, whatever. Modernity, whatever
Yeah,
that shit
shout
is.
out.
That's what I'm saying, bro. If I live a traditional way, why you want to judge me for living like that?
But you don't.
Thank you.
But you don't.
Who
But
says
you
I
don't.
don't?
Because we can see.
Why I
Mr.
show you
Miyagi,
my
Mr.
Mr.
Miyagi,
Nonchalant.
I'm sorry.
Gwen.
I'm sorry. Mr. Miyagi, we see you. Ne? I went to school with you.
Yes.
Ne? We went to school with you. Actually, all of us here.
Yes.
We saw how you were acting the whole entire time we were
We
in
know
school.
you, sir.
We know how
Guys.
you are as a person. We have never seen your traditional ways. And especially the ways you were acting in a relationship because you were in a relationship in our school. With the person in our school.
Yes.
But
So
you're
you
not
can't say that
communicating.
you can't say that you act traditional or you
Yes.
follow the traditional ways because you do not.
She's the only one who know my traditional ways because I'm the one who shows her, not you.
Hold
guys.
on.
So why don't you show everyone else that?
Why must I
Why
show
are you
all?
hiding it to everyone else?
What?
Because
Why
it
are you
must be
acting?
exclusive.
Listen.
It must be exclusive.
Okay.
Like at the mountain. They
There I
don't show
can
you what
agree.
goes on at the mountain
Yeah.
because it's tradition.
There I can agree with him.
Exactly. So me, I want to show you what
I'm
goes
with
on in
him
my
with that
relationship
one.
because it's tradition.
It must be
So
exclusive.
you're selective of
It
where
must
your
be
tradition
tradition.
applies.
Not really.
Not 100%.
Really?
No,
That
no,
is actually
no,
what
no.
you're
I'm
saying.
not being
Guys,
selective.
I'm sorry to cut you guys
I'm
off.
just following what I
You
was
see,
told to follow.
I see this
Do you know
conversation is
why
going
you're
to a
not
certain
wearing
way.
Xhosa attire right now?
Why?
Or whatever culture you are?
Why?
Exactly.
Because
you're
you're
wearing a
selective of
beanie,
your
a
tradition.
jacket,
No,
a
I'm not.
jeans.
That's what she's saying.
No, I'm not.
So, no, it is.
If I was given a bypass for this,
Danko.
Bypass for what?
if I was given a
A
bypass,
bypass to
By
work that.
who?
Ukoko
Because
wathi-
knowing
No
damn
one
well.
stops you.
No,
I'm sorry.
rest the way you
I'm
wanna
sorry.
look.
I'm sorry.
Or indlela
Knowing
ufuna
damn
ukugqoka.
well.
That's how
sorry.
you want. See, that
Mr.
means you
Miyagi.
don't
Same,
want.
bro.
You are selective.
No.
You don't
Guys,
want to wear
Jo-
traditional
guys,
attire.
no, what
Yeah,
tradition
wait,
says.
really,
No,
really.
listen. I wanna go back. You know what tradition says?
Shut up.
Especially for us, chief. I'm gonna have to go to the mountain.
Okay.
This is the time when a man comes back from he becomes a man.
I'm sorry,
It's
wait.
tradition.
Dakota, hold on.
Ndizonxiba ngathi
We're off
ngumXhosa.
topic.
So you're
You're
not a
gonna
man
see
right
me.
now.
Chief.
You're going to see. I am.
Okay.
Chief.
I didn't go to the mountains, but I did my things. Ne? But uzongibona nginxibe ngokuXhosa.
Yeah.
Ukuthi I'm a man. That's tradition.
Yes, when I'm daughter.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
Yes.
so sorry.
So now,
I'm
if
sorry.
I'm given the
Wait,
bypass
I'm sorry.
because
Chief.
it's your guys' generation
Chief.
and this is how we are raised, for me to dress the way I dress, how is that a problem for you?
Chief.
It's not.
Chief, I hear you 100%.
Sure.
Ne? But like now I feel like we're going fair.
Can I
Yeah.
say
Babo,
one more thing?
hold on.
Before we change, before we go back to our
Please
normal
don't make
topic.
it a paragraph.
I won't. But can I say something there? As someone that doesn't have very deep traditional meanings, right? I have looked at a lot of traditions. I've studied a lot of traditions. So I would understand that like at the end of the day, there are a lot of people that I've met in my lifetime. I'm not saying that I know I'm an expert because I'm not. I don't have a tradition like that.
Yes.
But as someone that has studied a lot of and have seen and have witnessed and all of those things, I know that at the end of the day, as a traditional person, you have specific beliefs. Yo, did I just put specific beliefs and specific things
Yes.
that you have done and that
Hot
you have
tour.
to do.
Crazy.
Ne? So obviously, going back to our generation and our society, not a lot of people follow their religions or
Not a
their
lot of
traditions or
100%.
all of the things that they
Yes.
naturally have to
get
do.
you, yeah.
And you don't either. So I don't
Exactly.
understand why you're gonna sit here and say that you do. Because as a traditional person that I've seen, what tradition are you?
No, boy, no,
Wait.
it's fine, boy, it's fine.
What tradition are you?
I'm
A
Zulu and
little bit
Xhosa,
of
bro.
everything.
Okay then. I've seen a lot of Zulu and Xhosa people that act very much different to the way you
Yeah.
act. People that are strictly on their tradition. They dress like that. They talk like that. They eat like that. Everything. You're eating pizza. You're wearing a hoodie. You're wearing a jeans. You're wearing
Can I add
Vans.
on that?
You said strictly, number one.
Can I add on that? Ne?
Okay.
First of all, the moment you have to start acting that certain way is now, for me personally, once I go to the mountains, they're going to teach me how to act as a man. They're going to teach me
Exactly,
how to
thank
be as
you.
a man. They're going to
Thank
teach me
you.
such and thing, whatnot and what forth. You get me? Once I get here, obviously my actions are going to be different. You get me? But anyways, I feel like we're going off topic
We are.
No.
heavily.
No.
Hold on.
And
Hold
I
on.
feel like I want to
So,
continue arguing, but
I
words
have
will
a question.
change.
I have a question now for whoever on the panel right now wants to answer that question. Ne? The question is, why is communication so important within a relationship?
I mean, I think we already touched on this.
Yes, because it shows your
Intentions.
yeah. It shows what bothers you and it shows what you want to you foresee the relationship going forward.
Also, sorry, communication doesn't only have to, it's not a stage. Communication is something that you
Long-term.
implement throughout. So it doesn't have to be just at the beginning where you now tell your partner, this is this is that, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. It doesn't just have to be at the beginning. Even if you, I guess, fail to mention some of the things or some things just come up mid-relationship, like maybe, I don't know, you got demoted and you are now going to start earning less. Obviously, you're going to tell your partner throughout, like during the relationship. It's not something that you foresaw in the beginning, like, oh, I'm going to lose my job eventually while we're together, so this and this and that. So some things just come up, and it's important to have the skill to communicate that, to have the skill to help your partner understand what is the way going forward. This is how we are going to continue from now on, and this is how I'm going to work to improve whatever situation.
May I have a problem?
Hold on. Yeah, we'll get to your
We
problem.
have a problem.
To
Yeah,
add
problem,
on that
everything.
question, a counter question to that, yeah, we asked why communication is important. You explained it. Very beautiful explanation, by the way. So now, with that explanation,
Yeah.
I want to ask to you specifically, why would you say it's so easy to break a relationship that does not have communication?
Communication. Because there's nothing to stay for. Like, okay, when you don't communicate, when either party doesn't communicate, right, it leaves the other party with this gap to now put in their own views or whatever and how they see their partner and not necessarily how their partner is or what they expect from their partner. And sometimes you set expectations so high, and because this person hasn't communicated that, listen, I can't deliver, I'm going to under deliver, and this how we're going to work through it, you are going to face so much disappointment. And because of that, you eventually build up resentment towards your partner. And I guess the relationship ends because you know there's nothing there, there's nothing to stay for, there's nothing worth staying for. And so you just, yeah.
Mr. Miyagi, my brother.
No, she's like,
And
Hold on.
you don't feel secure.
Yeah.
Sorry, you
My
don't feel
brother.
secure because
Yeah.
you can't express. You feel like you can't express your emotions because
100%.
obviously, if either party doesn't mention that, if either party doesn't
Can you
make
relax
it
there,
clear, oh guys, not too
Not
much on
you.
my girl. If either party doesn't mention that
They
this,
lacking in
this,
certain
that,
places.
right?
Yes.
You are going to feel insecure to some
Mm.
extent because you think this is what they expect from you and it's not. Or you think this is what they want, or you think this is what they don't want, that you fail to end up being yourself. And it once again goes back to resentment. You resent yourself for allowing it, and you resent your partner for allowing you to allow it.
My brother.
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi.
where she just further emphasizes what I said, like
She
an
cooking.
episode
Hold
ago
on.
or 2 episodes ago.
Hold on, my brother.
2 episodes ago, I wasn't
Mr.
here.
Miyagi, my brother.
saying.
I trust you.
Yeah.
Ke tloga toilet.
So,
Yeah.
Life.
Yeah, toilet and jack is fine. Me, I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
I need the toilet, my brother.
My people, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? You further influence, like emphasizing what I said. Unexpected expectations are premeditated resentments and shit like that. But like, you know, most men, I'm gonna go back to tradition. For most, let me say Zulu men. I know they're gonna come after me because at home, it means I fan. Houses are not the same. Households are not the same. That's what I'm trying to say. Where I grew up, they told my dad to never know, like, your wife should never know, like, your salary and what, not like what you do to get money, but how far you go and shit like that to get that money that you need to for provision of the house and
Okay.
protection of the house and shit like that. So now with that communication thing, it's like you say no expectation would see when your person loses a job and shit like that. So now if I grew up in a generation situation like that, and that's been passed down, and then traditional wise they're telling me this is what you follow, this is what this is. I know you can break the curse, the generational curse. However, this is a boy who doesn't live in the same area you live in. They live in the village and shit like that. And you know when you live in the village, you have to follow what? Tradition and care. You follow tradition and care. Please agree with me. Because when you go to the Makayas, that's what you do.
I'm going to let you continue because obviously you're trying to get something across and I'm trying to catch it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you go to the Makayas, you go for tradition and shit like that. You do tradition and shit like that. So now, if Mina, I was raised 30 years young, they told me, Woti, your wife shouldn't know what's this is what's going on in their life. She just know, like, she should just know, like, or not that she should just be like happy. You should go out your way to make her happy. So now how do I go as a man now who's been raised like this? Can I live 40 example.
Why?
Can I know? Can I
Okay,
live 45? My whole life, my baby's known Woti. Every month,
Not my baby.
20,000 yo and account there high. Ne? Now I lose my job. Now, for 45 years of my whole life, I've been taught that your lady shouldn't know this, that is. Now, how do I go out my way? It's 45 years old. Ne? Now, where do I go learn this communication thing with you? Yo, babe, I lost my job. I cannot do this for you.
How long have you been with this lady?
Let's say 5 years.
Right.
Of my 45 years. 5 years.
So that lady wouldn't have been there that long if she wasn't okay with what's already happening. She would have put it on the table that, listen, I don't like that we don't communicate this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
If she felt that way. 5 years.
If she felt
you
that way.
You think that for 5 years she's going to stay silent in a relationship where certain things are happening that she doesn't like? No. So I
Yes.
think that's why I kept asking, that's why I asked about your age reference. Because it's like those people are old, and that's why I also asked about the period of them being married or being in a relationship.
Yeah, I
It's
get you
because
there for that.
at some stage, the relationship becomes comfortable. You stay in it because you are comfortable with what is happening.
Thank you.
So if they've been together for 5 years, I think your question doesn't make sense, because that lady is comfortable enough with the lack of communication to stay there with the in the relationship with a man who gives her 20K every month. She clearly doesn't know where
My chat
it
is
comes from. She clearly doesn't want to know.
Yeah.
And after 5 years, you start to question, why does she want to know all of a sudden?
My
What
chat
does she-
is-
yeah.
No, how do I
the
communicate?
moment
Like,
she would
get to
want to know
communicate?
all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I just arrived, but the moment she'd want to know all of a sudden, is when that man cannot provide the 20K anymore.
Yes, that's
No, I didn't get there, ne? But let me say my intentions were to get there. Thank you. Thank you. Didi.
See, once that 20K cannot come all of a sudden,
Every month, there's an every daily thing like this.
now
Every
all of a
monthly
sudden,
thing.
now she wants
You
to
questioning,
know
baby,
why
what's
the
going on?
communication needs
okay.
to be
Then
there.
you put your pride aside, you put your ego down enough to let the lady take control, because obviously you did something
Take
that
control.
broke a
Hayi
constant thing.
ngivumi mina.
It's her constant. No, it's her constant
Angivumi.
income. The 20K was her constant. I'm going to judge myself.
Yeah.
Now it's not coming in anymore. It's not staying constant.
Yeah.
Like, there's a problem here, and I need to fix this situation. And you need to allow your lady to help you. You need to allow your lady to help you. And
As
by
in
doing
daughter,
that,
but in daughter must.
No, imagine I grew up in a generation where let's say I grew up with parents that said in daughter must, a man must do this. What. Now I'm in a relationship. 40 years of my whole life, they've been telling me, yo, just gonna do this, do that, do this, do that, do that. Now, within that the last 5 years of my relationship with this girl, it's continuous and good.
okay.
That 1 year I failed to take out that 20K for 3 months straight.
On
This is only when she's gonna
Sure.
question, baby, what is going on?
60K
Not,
young
not on some baby. At
maintenance
first, probably
cycle.
she'll be like, yo, baby, how are you able to fund me? What? Now
But
I'll be
all of
like,
a sudden-
no, baby, I'm doing it because I can. Shit like
Aye,
that.
this
What
baby
good shit like
chat,
that?
hey.
Shut.
But not all girls are like that.
Oh wow, you see now we're gonna
Okay,
go to
but
all
the
not all
lady
girls are like
that he's with is like that.
Okay.
That's what you're
That's
saying.
what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay.
And also the
Specifically
man,
that lady.
and
Okay,
the man
that
is
lady.
also
Now you wanna fight?
bad at
You are ready.
communication.
No, I'm not fighting.
40 years of his whole life. He's never been taught how to communicate whatsoever. How does he start now?
Like I said, it's not a simple concept. Once you get to that stage where you just can't provide, you are going above your means. You are doing things that are out of character now to try and provide for this lady, and it's just not happening.
Yeah.
Certain emotions come into play, and certain you now decide that, listen, I think it's time to put my guard down and tell my lady, Liz, listen,
charge,
this is
chief.
what happened, this is what's going on, this
No
is
more
what's going
money.
to happen, right? So I think your emotions and just your lack of control, because I think men like to be in control, men like to feel like providers, men like to be
Yes.
providers,
Yeah.
and once you can't
It's
do
written
that,
in the Bible, men
must
are
be a provider.
providers.
shout out,
Okay, but
Takihan.
Now
like
what
we're
if
living
I'm
in a new
failing to do that?
generation.
Right.
Why is that new generation?
Right.
Man has to be a provider.
Understandable, and nobody's stopping you from doing that. But at the end of the day, we're not
Actually,
going to
the
go
job is
back to the
stopping you.
times. We're not
Yeah?
going to go back to the
Boss is
times.
stopping me.
the
Mos.
boss is stopping.
The boss fired me. How am I
The
gonna
boss doesn't
fight?
want me to be a provider.
Hold on, listen.
Ah.
I just feel like, at the end of the day, we're not living in the same ages as when the Bible was started, right? Or when the Bible was written.
Yeah.
I understand God has the specific thing, and I'm not stopping that. I'm not going to go
Sure.
against God, because God is God, right? I'm not going to go against that. But at the end of the day, in the society that we live in, just the generation that we live in, because that's what we're talking about, right? As the generation that we are in.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't want to expect to be God, bro. You can't want to expect to be God. Because at the end of the day, yes, you are a provider, but a woman can be a provider too. Obviously, a woman is
Elaborate
not
on
going
that.
to do.
For 5 years, you've never
No,
provided.
listen.
Elaborate on
listen.
how a woman is a provider.
Luister vir my.
Thank you.
Obviously, a woman is not going to do everything that you do, right?
Yeah.
That's not going to end.
Are you gonna give me 5K a month?
Life? I will.
Life.
I know. I
will.
gave you 20. Why are you giving me 5?
Where did you give me
Wait,
20?
we talking about these are two independent
Exactly.
stories.
Exactly.
Mine's your
we live in
45-year-old
an
mama.
independent household. A household where both of us make money. We have kids, sharp. It's nah.
Yo,
But
I
both of
can
us,
yaga
we
5K,
we
like,
I know
both
where
bring
this
an
is going.
income.
I need to fund my account.
I
chill.
don't know. I know where this is going.
Okay, but listen to
I'm
me.
gonna raise a
ne?
point Jay
At the end
raised.
of the day,
Yeah.
we both make an income.
Sure.
We both have money. We both work. We both do what we need to do in order to keep our household a
Sure.
household. Ne?
You know what I
So
feel like with that?
why I'm not done. So why do you feel like because you are the man, because you have the balls and because you have
Yeah.
you feel like all of a sudden you get to be more powerful?
It's
Listen,
not
no,
even
no,
about
no, no.
power.
Let me cook.
You know, can I
Hold
say
on,
something?
hold on.
Hold on. Can I say something? In my
Let
household,
him- let him
in
cook.
my
Let
household,
him
wait.
cook.
In
Can I
my
cook?
household, in my
Yeah.
household, it's a thing of like my
Wabona
father.
ke?
My father says.
Usandofika wena.
My father used
You
to
just
say.
arrived.
Yeah.
Come on, the volume. My father used to say that my mother wears the pants. So it's like if I need something, if I need permission for something,
As a
I
man,
go
I have
ask
the
my
belt.
mother. Right?
As a man,
Obviously,
crazy.
you guys have bigger traditions than I do because
Yes.
I'm colored, right? So I don't have that much of a tradition. Going back to traditions.
Sure.
So obviously, for you guys, men will hold bigger power, right? But I'm just saying, speaking generational wise,
Yeah.
in our generation, as Gen Z,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be the same. So you guys have kids one day. Obviously, it's not gonna be a thing of like, Ish, if your father says no, it's no. Sometimes the mother's gonna have the power.
Hear me
Are
out
you
on
fine with that?
Hear me out.
Gonna
Yeah.
cook. Gonna cook.
We wanted to cook.
Nah,
Chief,
cook. Nah, it's fine. You can cook. But
Okay.
I'll cook after you.
You spoke about a woman having power. Yeah. As a man, I feel like personally I should have the power. Not because I am undermining your power or anything, but because I will go back to what I've said previously. Happy wife, happy life.
Okay.
You get me? As a man, I feel like I should be making sure, Hore, as a woman, you should be happy. You should getting what you want every single time. You should be, you don't have to work. You don't have to be independent unless you want to.
But I
it
want
should
to.
be a want for you. You want to be independent. Always. You can be independent. But at the end of the day, I am the one providing you with the happiness that you're looking
want
for.
to be a
No,
provider.
no.
You get me? Hear me out.
You don't know what I wanted to cook. I wanted to say like, example, your example. I'm gonna add on your example. We earn the same salary, ne? You earn 50K, I earn 50K. My 50K and your 50K are not gonna finance the same things in the house.
Amen.
Exactly.
As a man,
What's
My-
your 50K gonna fund?
my 50K is gonna finance 90% of what is in that house. Your 50K is gonna finance what you have. No, it's gonna
What you
finance
want.
It's gonna finance what you have and what you want, and probably for our kids. I'm financing provision. So my money is financing provision and get
So you're both providers.
No,
The man is
I'm
the
a
sole provider.
Can I fight?
Didi, listen.
Soul meaning
Didi,
only.
Didi,
Soul
Didi,
meaning
listen,
covers 100%.
Listen, I put the roof on your head, bro.
Can I find? Can
I
I
put
fight?
the roof on your head, bro.
Okay.
You can pay for
Can I
electricity.
fight?
We make
So
you
you're both
feel
providers.
like
No.
you are the providers because we want to keep you
Listen,
happy.
they say a
Is
woman
what
makes
we are trying to achieve.
A house a home, but a man is what protects it.
Thank you.
I put the roof on your head. You providing electricity.
Guys,
I provide
So
the
you're
cars for
both
you to go to
providing.
work. Fuel is coming from me.
So you're both. But
Your money is going
just
to your
because-
frontal, bro.
Just because it's coming from you, it doesn't mean that I couldn't handle it if I
it's
did it
not
myself.
that you couldn't
Not
handle
that you
it.
couldn't
It's
handle
that
it.
me, I am making sure that you don't have
I'm
to.
giving you that
Exactly. And
independence
women
that you
allow you
want.
to do that so that you can feel.
So you can feel like the man.
providers.
Didi.
As a man,
Didi.
shout
'Cause
out to
like you said, you earn the
Shout
same
out to
amount.
you women, Khuri, you are letting us feel like that. As a man, I am supposedly supposed to be the provider.
No.
You get me? Shout
Yeah.
out to you all making me feel like I
have a
have to be.
question.
I am. You get me? What I am saying, I feel like we've gone off topic. Please, you're the
Yes.
last one. Sharp. As a man, I feel like, shout out to y'all. It's the third time I'm mentioning it. Shout out to y'all, Hore, you are making us feel like the provider. But as a man, we should be the provider regardless of the situation. As a man, we traditionally, y'all are gonna fight me. You aren't even supposed to be working. You get me? Traditionally. But personally, what I feel with that matter is happy wife, happy life. We'll go back to that. You should be happy enough. You should be happy and decide when you want to be working, you want to be doing this, you want to be independent. You're happy, I'm happy, the kids are happy,
No,
everyone
shout
is happy.
Shout out for
Okay.
you.
You get me?
Sure.
wanting
for
to
you
be a
personally.
But
provider.
can I just
No,
wanna,
he wants to be a provider. That's a good thing.
that is a good
Shout
thing.
out.
Shout out him.
Liz,
But
your question, so I can go move on.
A question
I don't have a
requires an
question
answer.
really. I just have a thing of like going back to what Kwanda said about men providing 90% of everything in the household. You provide, you pay for rent. Ne, chum.
Yeah.
You pay for rent. Ne? Do you buy groceries? One.
Yebo.
Do you know what to buy?
We give you
No,
the money
I
to do
give
so.
you
Okay,
that.
listen to me. It's fine. You give me the money, ne? You pay for that. You make food, ne? You
You
raise
make the food.
kids.
You raise the kids.
Do you raise the kids?
We
You
provide
gotta-
the money for
I'm
you to do
asking-
so.
I provide the money for you to raise the kids.
Regardless of the money.
I
Sure.
provide
No,
the house
it's
for you
fine,
to be able
it's
to raise the
fine,
kids
It's
in.
fine. Listen to me.
I'm present for you to
Okay,
raise
my
those kids
girl
together.
Can I? Yeah, thank
Sorry.
you. Can I speak?
Sorry, my bad, man.
You give the money.
Sure.
eh? It's fine. Congratulations on giving the money. Congratulations
Oh,
on being
yes.
able to give the money.
Yeah.
Oh, down go
But my
Kwanda.
point.
I'm
Can you shut up?
working night shift, man. For the
Yes,
Thank you.
Mr. Miyagi.
It's fine. Congratulations. But my point comes when it comes to raising the children.
Yeah.
Ne? I know, like, I watch a lot of movies. ne?
Wait.
So it became a thing of like in movies, it's a thing of like when.
Traditionally.
No. My traditionally, I don't really know about that much about tradition.
Ish.
But like
Yeah, ne?
watching movies and all of those things, you see when kids grow up with rich parents, parents that like just spoil, they turn out as bitches. Like spoiled parents. Like
Bitches.
I'm that bitch. Like I'm gonna get anything I want
They are
and you're not gonna
fighting
tell
you.
me nothing.
No, I mean P. Diddy.
But at the end of the day, ne, if you don't have a woman there to be able to raise a child the way that they should be raised,
Yeah.
ne, humble, like know that like at the end of the day, these are your rules.
Yeah.
You don't do this won't happen.
Yeah.
As a father, what can you provide like in that way? That's a rhetorical question, by
Hence-
the way, don't
You know,
answer.
Can I?
Hence, I was saying
You know
they
when
both
girls have-
providers in their own way. I wasn't attacking
Exactly.
the men
Yeah.
or
But you know
whatever
what,
they
Dee?
do.
No,
They
it's fine.
both
If you're gonna
providers.
say
Where
that,
my
fine.
argument comes in is when Kwanda said no. Because I'm saying that regardless of what you say, with whether, sharp, you guys provide. You guys can provide all you want. We're not going to stop you. But at the end of the day, you need to acknowledge that we do a lot as
Yeah.
females, as women.
100%.
As women, we do a
100%.
no.
Can I add?
I understand. I'm going to give you a chance now. But like, you guys feel like you guys are better than us.
Because
No,
of the
I'm not saying
material
that.
No,
things
because
that you
the
bring
way
to the table.
I'm not
That's what I'm
saying
saying.
that you said that directly, but the way that you are describing the
taking
things
it.
that guys
100%.
do,
The way you take
We
it.
the
agree
way
with
that you are describing the things
Yeah.
that guys do in order to keep a house,
It's making
a home,
yeah.
it makes it seem like we don't do anything.
Yeah,
we
like
just
what
there,
women do is insignificant.
we just there to be maids and cleaners
Yeah.
and whatever.
I'm
Can I
not
add?
saying that.
Can I add? Nah.
Yeah, go.
So me, 100%, I agree with every one of you in the table, especially Cookie, my sister. Yes, my sister. I'm happy.
Because she's full. We fed her. That's what she
I'm full, yo. I have
We
energy
fed
now.
her.
So, Mina, you mentioned your 5 rules. So basically, what you're telling me is, Mina, I can cuff you and everything if I can meet those rules.
No.
Okay. Moving on. Don't answer. Don't answer.
You can't just limit
Don't
it to
answer.
five.
Aka-
Try
Full.
use that to cook.
Agafuni.
Did you try use that to cook? Ah, Kwa Baba could
So,
have saved you.
I have a question, my brother.
Kwa Baba could
My
have saved
brother.
you.
Mina, I want to come to you now.
Sure.
Wabo. Wena, communication wise, Chief, to sustain a relationship. And Tech, what are you trying to hear to sustain a relationship? What are some things that a female for you should communicate to you in order to sustain a relationship? You get me?
I feel like if I were to be in a relationship with a female, she should be able to tell me the things that I genuinely don't want to hear. She shouldn't be afraid to tell me, baby, you liking this, baby, you're not doing that,
Hey,
baby,
this
you doing
baby
that.
chat.
Eh?
This baby
What's
chat.
wrong with the baby chat?
I saw
It's called being romantic, bro.
Chief?
Shut up, bro. Yeah, my female should be able to say, yo, bro, you liking in this, you liking in
Yeah.
that. For me to go back and reevaluate and be like, oh no, shit, I actually am lacking in this. Let me do this to change. And then let me do this. And then like, let me meet her. Let me give her my 100%, even if it's the little I have to offer. Let me give her that 100%.
Even if it's 20%, 100% off that 20.
You see now it's gonna make it seem
He's
like I'm emphasizing.
contradicting
No, you're gonna make me
himself.
seem like I'm emphasizing what you were saying.
Okay,
Get
my
what I'm
bad,
saying?
my
You
bad,
are
my
though.
bad.
Shut
I know,
up.
brother. Shut up, nigga. Fuck you, bro. What I'm saying is,
Shut up.
whatever I have to offer, bro, I'm gonna give you that. Especially if you let me know. That's why communication. I feel like communication would be key.
Communication is key in
So you were
everything.
disputing when I stated that.
Oh, nigga,
But
shut
now,
up. I'm still talking.
now you're
When
using
I
it as
have
reason.
opinion,
you see
No,
what
now
I'm
he's
doing?
using it
No.
as reason. Like,
My sister, when you guys are
dude.
talking, yeah, you'll take one and keep quiet. I fucking keep quiet. Now shut up.
Because you're
hey,
taking
God,
everything.
Your
Okay,
ego's
guys,
bruised, ne?
we didn't come here
Excuse.
to fight.
No,
We
shut
came
up.
here
Excuse.
to
No, shut up.
educate our
Dude.
chomies out
I'm
there.
sorry, my chomies. They are
Can I just
agitated.
say,
gonna start
regardless of
crying.
these
Oh,
people
wow.
that are fighting right
See?
now, I just want to say,
your
in regards
car.
to communication, right? I feel like at the end of the day, you shouldn't be scared to communicate with your partner,
Exactly.
regardless of whether you feel like it's cringy, it's annoying. You feel like, ish, this person's gonna feel like, ish, I'm doing too much.
Yeah.
Speak, because at the end of the day, you never know how that person might feel inside. Obviously, they're gonna show a certain persona outside, and they're gonna feel like, "Ugh, you know what, ne? But at the end of the day, inside they're gonna take into consideration what you are saying. You
And
understand
if
what
they
I'm
make
saying?
you feel like
I
crap
feel like
for
this corner
communicating,
makes you
then
talk.
Then
This
they're
corner
not your
makes you
person.
yab.
They're
This
not
corner
for
makes you
you.
There's
Yep.
something there's an injection in that
what you
corn.
trying to say?
Nothing.
There's an injection
Life,
in
I
that
don't like
corn.
this corner anymore. Like I wanted it so bad, but now ish, I want my spot back.
Can I get that
Nah,
corner
I'm gonna be
next
out.
episode?
I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be out.
Yes, Didi, you were saying?
Can I get that corner
No, I
next
said it.
episode, guys?
Okay.
No.
So yeah, me, I wanted to
Wanna
add with
talk.
the communication factor. You get me? 100% agree with all of you guys.
Oh, definitely.
Communication is key in a relationship.
Yeah.
You get me? Without communication, a lot of things can fall apart. Without communication, a lot of things can
Be misunderstood.
exactly. You get me? Thank you. You're helping me. I see this corner is useful.
Marantwana wethu. For sometimes you mutaleka mo.
You must communicate that
Just
lacking.
segmentela.
You must lacking. You must communicate that lacking. You
Exactly.
See, when you go into
Push
a
and pull.
relationship, thank you.
Push
when
and
you
Don't
go,
start. Don't start. We've
my
had
bad.
this
My
argument
bad,
many
my
times.
bad,
He's
my bad,
single,
my bad,
by
my
the
bad.
way.
You
I'm
go
single.
into the
By the way,
I'm single.
yo, if there's someone with
I'm
you,
single.
there's something wrong.
you.
Boy, you're gonna stay regardless.
Genuine child.
Emanyana.
You're gonna stay regardless.
I
baby
see
girl.
when you're cooking, Chief. Relax on cooking then. Babo.
They're cooking me.
I'm cooking the communication.
Oh no.
Babo. You see, for me, what I feel like with communication in a relationship, ne, communication is the biggest factor. Why? Because with communication, you are able to tell the person, Hori, in the talking stage, baby, I'm lacking here. While you're in the relationship, baby, this is the problem I got into. After the relationship, baby, this is what happened.
Yeah, you know, babe.
Hey, Mara, after relationship, is it really compulsory?
Oksala, at the end of the day,
After
to end
guys,
something,
man.
to end something
Yeah.
maturely. Babo.
We don't wanna end.
You
Season
need
2.
to end it with proper communication.
Okay, yeah.
Communication is a big factor with even besides a
Also, I
what you
think
call
just
this,
for
a
closure,
romantic relationship.
for you to be able to move on from that relationship in the end.
Really, do you need to communicate? Like, you broke my heart, bro. What closure do I need?
Let me elaborate on that
To
because
each their own.
if you don't communicate, you know what happens?
What?
Players are developed in that situation because
Exactly.
people are going to be like, shit, why did you
Yes.
play me? Why did
Like,
you do this?
know,
Why did you
at the
do
end
that?
of the
Why did you
day-
leave
at
me?
the end of
Why?
the day,
You get
if it's
me?
a thing of like you don't get closure, you start thinking, bruh, what did I do wrong? Like,
Yeah.
am I the
Exactly.
problem? Like, what happened?
That's exactly what I
like,
said.
what went wrong?
That
like, you
doesn't
start.
sound right in my
No,
head.
it's fine. It's fine. It won't sound right now, but later it will.
I don't.
Later you'll think about it and you'll remember this conversation.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a thing of like, "Shh, what did I do?
Also, you're
What
also gonna be
happened?"
up in your next relationship.
Exactly.
And the
You're not
person
gonna let
won't
that
know
person
where
in.
that comes from or what happened for
That's why
that.
I asked, you know, previous episode I asked, like, now I'm gonna ask it like in general, why should a person break down walls they never created?
Amen.
Why should I go out my way to break down walls I never created?
Hence, that's what I just said.
No, that's what I asked the last episode.
Shout out.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, why should I go out like my
I don't
way?
remember what I said, so I'm not gonna answer.
I relax.
You can answer that.
Chief, you were saying, bro, she started yapping too much now, bro.
Who?
Never mind.
Chief,
You were saying?
when did you drop your 5 rules?
Me?
Didn't.
Kenyaga, the rules are how, Chief.
I don't have rules. I don't have time for relationships, bro.
You don't have time for relationships.
I'm on my grind.
Oh, you didn't
Oh.
just blow a kiss at your girl.
Oh. Oh.
Girl.
I'm on my grind.
Dumb,
Oh.
this dumb
No.
ass
Oh.
boy.
She's well
Oh.
aware of what I'm doing right now.
Amen.
I told her communication nyenye is key.
Communication.
I told her, I'm like, yo, Tav, I'm working on myself. I'm on my grind. When I'm up, I will come back to you.
Who'd you tell that to?
Relax.
Is
When
she gonna
I'm
wait
up,
for you?
I will come back. That's my problem. If she's willing to wait for me, she'll wait.
Oh.
Who can was
Do
that
you want her
guy?
to wait?
Samson, whatever, bro. Someone waited for 9 years or something years
Shit.
for the love of his life. Me, I'll wait. Me, she'll wait for me.
Amen.
For the day I'm ready.
Do you want her to wait?
Please
Or do you
wait.
think there's gonna be
Please,
someone else?
baby
I'm
girl.
sorry
Are
to
you
cut
waiting?
that. I'm sorry
I'm
to cut
waiting.
that.
Are you
Chief,
sure?
Yes.
How
Hold on.
sure are you that you're waiting?
I'm waiting.
Dakota, I'm sorry to cut that. Ne? When you mentioned communication level,
Mm-hmm.
it's in go.
Sure.
What did you mention, Chief?
What?
What did you mention, Chief?
What do you mean?
For you, why is it important in a relationship?
But like it just outlines the intentions of the person that you're dealing with. Miss.
Mm-hmm.
How am I gonna know your intentions if you're not communicating with me, bro?
100%.
Exactly. Communication comes in like with words and actions. Miss. Exactly. So now if your words don't match your actions, now I must question you now. Be like, yo, what are your intentions with me? Are you pure or you trying to be a lesson in my life? And then that's why we're gonna go back, we're gonna go to the Bible, hit the knees on the floor and be like, yo,
Amen.
Father God, bro. What is this person? Why did you bring this person into my life? Is this person a lesson? Or I'm gonna build from this
Guys,
person?
and it's okay that a person becomes your lesson. You can grow from that.
When
And God puts people in your life for a reason. God puts you through things for a
a reason.
reason.
Amen.
So once you question like, what are you in my life? And you get that answer by the person doing whatever they're doing to you. You're like, okay, this is what you are. This is the lesson God wants me to learn.
Yeah.
And I'm going to grow from it. And moving on in my next relationship or just in life, this is how I'm going to go about whatever this is. This life thing.
So when
Yeah.
you mentioned a lot of things
And
today.
I touch my blood, bro.
When you mentioned a lot
I
of things
touch my
today.
blood, bro.
So when what is your
Shout out.
key message in terms of communication today?
To the chomis.
Like I said so many times,
Yo,
at the end of the day, I feel like don't hide how you feel. Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's not going to get you anywhere except hurt. Like if you want to hide how you actually feel about a specific thing that is done to you, my sister, my brother,
Be
you will
nonchalant.
cry. Like when I say you'll cry, I mean you'll cry.
Be nonchalant, man.
Yeah, that's my only advice, really.
So me, my beautiful people. I hope I didn't cut you off.
No, it's okay.
My beautiful people,
Subscribe.
we have spoken. We have gone through the communication. Mina, I feel like communication is key in a relationship. You should tell your partner where you lack. You should tell your partner where you're strongest at. And my beautiful people, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm very serious about the share. Your mother, your grandmother, your father, everyone should know.
And follow us on TikTok.
Chomi next door.
When
We're
a
almost
sushi
at
B,
10K.
we are
We're
coming
cooking.
for you.
We're almost at 10K.
Sushi B.
Zwagala, wena
Boy,
sushi.
Boy, we are coming for you.
Shout out.
We are coming
Anyways,
for you.
thank you.